Opening up Marvel Legends figures here, we've got the Falcon and Winter Soldier Captain America figure from the Disney Plus wave. I got the big pile of Build-A-Figure parts here, because we can put together the full Captain America with the wing pieces and the figure. Had to wait till last to open this up, but we'll finally get to open it, talk about Sam Wilson as Captain America, and check out the figure as well, and why you'd want to add this to your collection. So let's open him up. Oh yeah. There's no alternate hands here. We got a backpack kind of piece. I assume this is kind of a wings in piece, because there's another piece another figure came with, probably Loki. I've lost track of who came with what, but it looks like you can put this in if you want him no wings, and this is the piece that will probably connect all the wings to, because it has some special points here. So you got the vibranium shield of Captain America. You got nice straps colored in the back here. It was a pretty big part of the show, the shield, so actually get a nice stacked out one that's good from any angle. Though I could have went with some shinier bits here, or maybe even some kind of scratch details, but well, we got a shield with them, so that's good. Got Sam himself here. Got some pretty good motion because not really any costume bits that are getting in his way to move around. No alternate hands, surprisingly. Just kind of open ones. Little stars on his shoulders. You know, the back will be probably covered with the wings most of the time if you get that. Although I feel like this one would still be pretty cool without the full wings. You know, you just put in the backpack piece he comes with, still just get the shield on. We still got a Captain America figure here. The head's definitely a good one. I mean, it's not a removable piece with the goggles technically. I mean, it's supposed to stay on, but it actually has his eyes underneath there if you can. They don't quite have enough light to see, but the full face mold is under there. It's just kind of a clear piece for his flight goggles. I mean, I'll joke that as a safety hazard, you know, a completely open top, you know, not the safest when you're flying around. But he does have a shield, at least, to protect. But I mean, they're going for very comic book style, you know, with this head wrap. A lot of characters would have this kind of wrapping and stuff. Pretty standard. Maybe it gets hot, so, you know, kind of cool off there. But my god, this costume was awesome. I did kind of get it spoiled with that kind of bigger size action figure kind of toy, kind of showing it off. I kind of figured that's where the show was going, because with the end of Endgame, you know, him getting the shield, obviously that meant he was going to do the Captain America turn. But nothing really beats seeing it, you know, on the show the first time. That final episode just looked pretty amazing. So definitely wanted the figure just because kind of the next evolution for this character. You know, kind of passed off his old wings to that other character. I kind of forget his name. We'll have to see more of him, but he'll kind of take on the Falcon moniker. We got Captain America, Sam Wilson. He's gonna have to put together his wings. This was not easy last time with the Vulture. Check that one. I'm gonna cheat and use the box. This is not instructions. We got disc, I guess, is just a stand. This might just be the kind of Red Wing. I think this is just the Red Wing stand. I mean, weapon-wise for the Captain America stand, he's got his drone Red Wing, which, you know, comic book, it was a bird, but no more big submachine guns. He's just got his drone that does have guns on it, actually, so he can kind of remotely shoot, but for weapons on him, he's just got the shield. He's got to throw it, which I thought was kind of weird that he's not, like, super soldier being able to throw it. But maybe the vibranium qualities of the energy distribution, you know, slamming around, maybe that's what makes it just a little bit easier to control once you practice enough. I always thought maybe it was just Captain America's super soldier abilities letting him be able to throw it so accurately, but got Red Wing. This thing just snaps in here, and then this should go, oh no, this just goes into his backpack to make him fly. So this is actually kind of strange, because this isn't really high enough of a stand. I mean, I kind of appreciate that. But you'd probably want to go with something like some of these like flight stands you can buy, get him up a little higher in the air. Well, we'll try that one out here in a bit. But this is just supposed to make him fly, like, just goes into the backpack. And he's barely off the ground here. Not the greatest, unless you kind of get him a sideways fly. Then he's off the ground. Let's see about getting these wings. It's like the red will go on the top. So it's like a loop. Snap around there, and that does give it a little bit of movement there. You can still pose the wings. Other one inside there. And these pieces with the bar, and this has a hook at the end. I think we're going to try and keep the red on the top, looks like. This might actually be the other way. Just the same either way. We got to do it wrong first to do it right later, then why not try? And then here another bar, and the other side of this closes it in. I'd say that mostly goes together. I thought this was going to be kind of small from the, just judging by, oh, there we got, yeah, these have a lot of extra movement points there with that kind of bar. Very cool. He can definitely do the forward. You can do that wing stab he did in Endgame when he still had just his normal Falcon gear. Alright, so that actually stays together a lot better than I thought. I was always worried it was going to be falling apart. You could kind of play around with this, actually. Alright, so sometimes people say it's not worth build-a-figure parts just to complete a figure, but there's no way for him to just come with these. Oh my gosh, this is staying together so well. Now, this one's a lot of fun. You can really forward, get that wing attack in. Really far back wing pose. Well, there, I finally played around with it too much. It just pops right back in. So the red wing with the little swooshy, but it goes to the side here, not the middle hole. There's a side one here. A little strangely shaped, but that is nice that there's some way to kind of display red wing with them. A little strange kind of the swirl there, but you know, otherwise you just have this piece, and then this is actually on a ball joint. You can kind of pose the direction red wing is flying. That's a cool bonus. You can have that. It's a little weirdly fitting in that hole. A weird shape, so it's not as solid as just the wings. That is a good bonus. You get the shield in here. Now this hand, again, there's not swappable hands, so actually not the best hand to hold the shield, really. Just kind of open. I mean, it mostly stays on, but it's not like a closed hand that would really snap on there. So here's the flight stand it comes with. Doesn't really give him a lot of, I mean, maybe just because he'd be hard to stand on his own, but he's pretty much on the ground here. I mean, this is giving him no height. I mean, maybe it is just supposed to be a stand. Maybe they had to give him a stand because he's too hard to stand with the wing? I don't know. I consider myself a figure standing expert. I mean, that didn't take so long. He can mostly stand. I mean, maybe it's susceptible from falling. No, it's... Well, anyway, he comes with a stand, but I don't think it's a flight stand because it's not really high enough to get him up. Unless, like my idea where he's on the side a little bit, we can get it in. He'd have a little turn, but he falls over if it's on the sides. Comes with a stand, but if you want him in the air, you have to get one of these kind of special posing things, kind of a Japan kind of thing for their style figures and Gundams and dolls and things. I like to use just to pose figures for the show here and on my display. So this will give him some height. He is flying up above the Avengers. Easy, some more shake. I think it's worth the Build-A-Figure because the whole wave is MCU, where if it was a all comic book wave and all the pieces were for completing a comic book figure, I feel like that's fair. But yeah, when they would mix like the Spider-Man one with the Vulture and there was comic book characters and the movie characters, I mean, if you don't collect both, that kind of bites that you got to buy a whole figure to get a chunk of a wing. But man, this is definitely the triumph of the wave. A lot of people really like the Wanda one. She has such a great comic book accurate kind of costume and just interesting character in the first Disney Plus show, so probably a lot more viewers there. A lot more standard of a kind of action show with the Falcon and Winter Soldier. But man, Sam as Captain America with the wings and the shield, red wing, great costume, bright colors. I mean, they've muted it some. You got a little bit of the old movie dark, but he's going full like, I'm a symbol, you know. People look at me and see the Captain America part of me. Just kept his kind of skill set and weapon set of the wings. Switching out the guns, though, that's got to be quite the change. But he did the montage, practicing with that shield. He's just throwing that shield around. Guess a little easier to catch it when he's flying, you know. He'd fly into the position to catch it. Didn't have to be that great. Say he probably would still pull out one of his guns if he's on the ground, you know, for whatever reason if he had to. But controlling Red Wing, I mean, it has some guns and things, so a lot of tools to get the job done here. Most of the part, I'd say he's kind of be an Avenger leader if there's even hardly any Avengers to lead. It seems very splintered, and seems like there's going to be splinter teams, you know. You're going to have like US Agent with all the other people that Val recruits from the show, so see if there's any Avengers left for Sam to lead into a battle. This is an absolute awesome one. Obviously he gets all the Build-A-Figure parts, making him even better looking. Hope we see this exact costume in the next kind of Avenger movie Sam will be in. I don't know what exactly he'll be in next. He could show up anytime. I'll be ready for it. Captain America's fly now? Yep. I'm opening up all my Marvel film figures here. We got the Wallow movie posters. And I open up all my other collectible stuff here, so you never know what crazy stuff will open up here. So you want to get subscribed so you can see when the next ones come out. Check out the playlist of all the old ones that you missed. And I believe Red Wing just fell off my shoulder, and I have to go get him. Alright, I'll be back.